If I do go again, just let me know, guys. But right, I think with that said, I shall now hand over to Walrus, who's going to give us a update on what's been going on. Walrus, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
How are you tonight, Walrus?
Not bad.
Well, that's great. I've forgotten to say something, and I'm going to quickly mention it now, actually. When I played back the interview with Vit, as is short for, Vit Kolinski. Vit, when I played back that interview, I noticed I do a lot of umming and ahhing a lot, and I don't like that. I really, really don't like that. So I need you guys tonight, every time I or ah, just to type UM or UR, because I need to make sure that I try reducing that. No power picks, I think I do, you know. I think I do it a lot. So I just did one, did I, false idols? Damn. So, so I'm going to regret this, but I do want you to do that because I'm trying to reduce my umming and ahhing. It's not good. It's not professional, is it? You know, and I really want to get rid of that from when I'm talking. So I just did it. Damn. Anyway, I'm going to hand over to Walrus. Walrus, back to you. Sorry.
All righty. So this week there wasn't really much. See, now I'm doing it.
You can do it, Walrus. No, you can do it. That's not a problem. I can't.
But yeah, this week we didn't have a whole lot of work done on Whaleshares because that kind of got put on hold so we could rush out EOSTalk chain. So that'll be coming out really soon because we're putting that one in overdrive and the front end's already done. We just got to connect the new back end to it. So that's what's going on with Whaleshares. But EasyDex did launch their Steam and SBD bridge, so now you can officially trade Steam and SBD directly for fiats.
That is very nice indeed. That will help a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, that's what we were hoping for. And such a pain with Steam. And of course, we'll have this on Whaleshares chain, and we're going to do it for EOSTalk chain and every other chain we come out with. So, but yeah, like everybody before, you'd had to send your Steam or SBD to Bittrex or not even Poloniex anymore, but some other exchanges and trade it for Bitcoin, or now you can probably do Litecoin or Ethereum and then send that to Coinbase or Kraken and trade it for fiat and getting fees and everything all across the board. But now you can just send it right to BitShares, trade it for our fiat-backed tokens, and withdraw it to your bank account.
Very nice indeed. That's fantastic. And also, EasyDex did its first share drop, didn't it?
Yes, we did a share drop of Smoke tokens. Smoke will be launching their mainnet really soon too. So, Crystal Pacheco, yeah, any kind of bank account. The two fiat-backed assets we have are backed by USD and Euro. And I think if you have if your bank account is a different currency, then it converts it automatically when they do the transfer based on whatever the conversion fee is at the time. So.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Anything else, Walrus?
I think that's it right now, unless somebody's got any questions.
Yes, if I was asking about transfer time, do you know what? When I did mine, I think it was about 24 hours. It's not very long at all, is it?
No, it should take, I think it can take up to 3 days because it is a bank transfer and it depends on, it just depends on the banks involved, how quickly they do it. And of course, if you try it on a Thursday or Friday, then it might not get there till Monday or Tuesday, but you know, banks don't work on the weekends. but we do.
I know you do. But as I say, when I did my transfer, I think it came through in 24 hours. It may have been 2 days. I don't know. I'll check that. But it was very quick. I was very impressed. Krista wants to know how many PB tokens do people have to hold to get to take advantage of the share drops?
The last one, we had 5,000 smoke to share drops, so we limited it to people with 100 PB tokens. And it really just depends on how much of the asset we have to share drop. So those are extra besides the market fees that we collect. So for the market fees, it's any amount you'll get because we wait until we have enough to share drop on everybody that has the asset. But with the extra ones, depends on how much we have to share drop, how much you have to hold.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, good stuff. Yeah, been a bit quiet on the Whaleshares front, but some good movement on the EasyDex front for sure. So that's nice to hear. Okay. Anything you want to wrap up with, Walrus, before I move on?
Well, yeah, it's not Snuffles asked if you need to verify your account to withdraw, and you do need to do some KYC verification. You know, laws require us to do that, but ours is probably a lot less than most of the ones I've done, and we process it really quickly. So, and your information's safe. We keep it offline in an external hard drive. So, and we don't use it for anything. We just have to keep it on file. So.
Awesome stuff. Right. Thank you very much for that, Walrus. I am going to move on. And up next, of course, is our coffee and crypto session with Chief Mapster. And I don't know about you guys, but I wish I'd found his coffee and crypto series a bit sooner, because he's been doing it on his blog for a few months, and I've learned tons of stuff. It's a nice bite-size, easy to manage, easy to take in information, I would say. It's a great blog, and I'm so pleased he's doing it in this show because I'm learning tons of stuff, and he's a very knowledgeable guy. So it's good to have him on the show. So here we go for another coffee and crypto session. Indeed, Warriors. Here he is, Chief Mapster. Are you there, dude?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Great, brother. Oh, man, that's exactly what I need. I need a lot of coffee in me. I like that shit.
Yeah, me too.
But, yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it again, and I appreciate your kind words. It means a lot, and that's kind of what the focus was, is not giving them too much information or overwhelm anybody. Just want to make sure that people get the information out there, and I'm trying to provide value and do the work for them, and then they can make the final decision on their own about investing or doing other things with the different tokens and different blockchain environments.
Absolutely, but this is it. This is what I think you do. I think you do empower people to make those decisions.
I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot, because I'm all about helping people, and if I can help people get the information and have them make their own decisions, that's incredible. I'm excited for that, and it means that the work I'm putting into it is well worth it. So I'm happy to hear that.
Good stuff. What have you got for us tonight?
Tonight we're talking about the good old network coins. And a lot of people thought when the network coins such as Binance Coin and Huobi Token and KuCoin shares, some people didn't really know if there's going to be a takeoff like in the way it has so far. But I guess we can learn a bunch of different things from these different tokens and different exchanges and different communities, and to apply to the Whaleshares and EasyDex communities to really harness it, because it's really taking off. The three I'm going to cover is I'm going to cover the Binance Coin, the Huobi Token, and KuCoin shares. Just give you quick bullet points on what they do and what are their benefits, and then kind of what we can do as a Whaleshares community to harness what they did, and kind of what benefits they bring as a whole to the communities and the people that are buying and selling them. So that way we can I'm trying to give as much well-rounded information about crypto and tie it into Whaleshares in these episodes. So I'm excited to do that. I guess I'll start off with the first one, which is the Binance Coin, which is the most popular. It's BNB, and it's ranked number 15 in overall in top 100 market cap. The price at $14.20. Binance Coin is the most popular one, and it's really a great example of what a community can do with the community token. Basically, what it does is Binance is an exchange, one of the biggest ones in the world, where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. So that leads it to bring a lot of people on board, a lot of volume. They charge 0.1% fee for any exchanges, any trades in the exchange. So by using your Binance, buying this Binance coin BNB, you get to reduce your fees. So a lot of whales, a lot of people who just want to save money and be efficient, they buy the Binance token so that they can save money on their trading fees, which is one great benefit. And another thing that they do is that people buy for investment purposes. I know a lot of people that bought at $2 and $3, and now it's up to $14. And it's going to continue to go up as long as the investment platform, which is Binance Coin, keeps performing how it is. They're coming out with a decentralized exchange on their own blockchain, so that will lead this token to go up in value as well. But another thing that helps is that Binance spends 20% of its profits each quarter to buy back this token. And what that does is that decreases the circulating supply. And usually what that means is that it keeps the price going up. If you have too much supply, and the higher the supply, the more money it takes to create a price movement. So as an investment holder, you want to see the supply go down so that less volume can cause the price to go up. So that's really cool what Binance did, and they kind of were like the first front runner to do it. And now you see some of these other tokens doing it, other movements, other communities, other exchanges doing it to kind of copy their popularity. And one nice thing is they do is they also, any ICOs on Binance, it's funded through the BNB token. So that way it gives more demand to the token and more demand for the long term. So that's something that Binance has done really well. So it's interesting to see that. And I think that's really giving Binance a lot of good marketing. That's something that, I really think that Whaleshares can learn from that, is having a token that gets out there in the public eye and talking about it is extra marketing. Being the top 25 market cap coin gets you extra attention and drives traffic. So it's something that we can learn from them. And I'm really excited to see what they do in the future and maybe how we can kind of learn from it. The Whaleshares.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting, Chief, what you just said there about supply, actually, because I'm someone who will be having my own token once the new chain launches. And I want to obviously maximize the token. And we know from what Fuzzy said that mass adoption is the key. We get that. But what you said there about supply is interesting. And by the way, I've been talking to other people who are going to be having their own token on the new chain. But that thing you said there about supply, that's an interesting one, because like you say, if you have an oversupply of the token or the devalue the price, isn't it? But at the same time, you want to keep, you want your coin out there, don't you?
Yeah, and so it's kind of a fine line between, and that's one thing about, you don't want to give away too many whale shares or too many of your own tokens, because you want to establish that utility, and you don't want to keep giving away. So you're putting a lot of volume out there, and for me, I would try to keep your volume low, so that each token is worth something, and more people, it requires less money to come in, less volume to push the price up. And it's crazy as it sounds, sometimes the larger price attracts people to come into it. But I would definitely recommend watching your volume of your token when you create your own token. Well,
there is that, but there is, Chief, that psychological effect, isn't there?
Yeah, it is.
People see, I don't know, Whaleshares, 10 BTS, what's going on? Let's buy some, get in now. There's always that rush, isn't there?
Oh yeah, and even for experienced traders, myself, I saw BitShares going up to 30 cents, 20 cents, and I was like, I need to keep buying. I need to buy. Oh my gosh! So it's really something internal that people have that it really affects it, and it still could lead to. It's still going to lead to good things, because your token is going to have value, it's going to have utility. So it's just helping people get over that initial hump, and it's kind of just through emotion, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
But I'll switch over to the Huobi token, which I think we can learn a little bit about, because they do it a little bit different. It's ranked number 53 overall in the market cap. Binance Coin has 67 million in volume every 24 hours. And Huobi token has 57 million in volume, so it's pretty close to the volume of Binance Coin. It's at $3.84. But even saying that right now, you think a lower price, it's got to be less. It's got to be worth less than what Binance Coin is. But what it does is it's basically a point system. You buy these points, and 1 point equals $1, and then you get rewarded with the Huobi token. So basically, they're trying to do this so it's not an ICO, and that's one way to get around the legal framework that's in their country. But what they do is they use these tokens. You can, if you want to get your token listed on Huobi, which Huobi is a really cool platform. It's not as big as Binance, but it's pretty dang close. It's getting up there. Basically, if you want to get a coin listed on this, you can hold this HT token, and it will make it go up. So this encourages people from these different new communities that want to get their token listed on this exchange to buy the HT token, which I really think is something that we can learn in Whaleshares, because I don't know if eventually if these communities grow bigger and bigger, and you want to have your own token, holding whale stake or whatever whale token you want to be able to do this and get on the list or vote on it seems like a really good incentive for people to buy and hold your token. And they do something similar. They put so you get 50% discount on fees, which is nice. You save money and time. And Huobi Pro, they use 20% of its income to buy back the token. So another thing, they do this to decrease the circulating supply. So these exchanges are really focused on decreasing the circulating supply. So I would argue, I know Fuzzy and Walrus are focusing on that as well, with how many Whaleshares tokens and Whale Stake tokens are on the new network. But we don't want too many, and we don't want too little, but we don't want a huge circulating supply, because that leads to bad things down the road. And the one thing it does is they put these funds, when they buy back these funds, they put it into an investor protection fund. So say Huobi gets hacked for some reason, or someone loses their funds because of a transfer problem, they're protected, and the Huobi uses this money to pay back these people. So I think I know that Whaleshares will be very protected, very secure, but I think having a liquidity protection program, which is what they call, somehow would really help give extra confidence to people holding and using their platform. Because I know that EasyDex is going to be integrated into it. But we want to make sure that people feel secure in using this platform, whether it be buying and selling or just making posts or interacting. We want to make sure it's secure. So people feel more secure when they're protected. So having something like a liquidity protection or some kind of protection plan would definitely help, in my eyes, to give the extra security to the users of the new Whaleshares chain.
Chief, let's just jump in a minute. Do you remember when SBD suddenly jumped to $3, and then it's just carried on upwards and upwards and upwards? A lot of people were saying that was because of a supply issue. There just wasn't enough SBD. Firstly, was that the case? And if so, doesn't that kind of incentivize people to create a kind of supply issue, a supply shortage, so to speak?
It does, and that's one part. That's one half of the equation. I personally thought to combine with how much supply is out there, I thought that someone was pushing up the price. I thought there was a pump and dump of that one. But it could have been anything. It could have been, the Korean market just got hip to it because of a certain article. And so a lot of people started buying it. It could have been people figured out that they can actually, it was tied to Steemit, which people think that Steemit is going to be huge for the long term, so they want to invest in it. But all I know is a lot of volume came out of nowhere during that price increase. So that's something that to take into consideration, because sometimes these things are planned, and like you said, there's profit to be made in this industry, but you want to be careful. Yeah, you definitely can profit from making supply issues. So it's something that you got to take into consideration as an investor and as a holder of some of these cryptos, to see what the long-term goal is. You don't want to get pushed around by these supply issues sometimes.
Yeah, I guess they have the potential to backfire, maybe.
Yeah, because you ultimately want long-term community builders and people holding your token. You ideally do not want people to be just trading on your token just for profit. You want them to use it for utility and use it for the long term. So creating supply problem issues just to profit, people will see right through that usually. If not right away, they will over time. And that kind of you want to be authentic and you want to give utility. So that's kind of like the opposite of it. So I think
this is it. I mean, if you want your token to be durable, as you want it long term and durable, therefore it's a safer bet, and so people invest in it, I guess.
Absolutely. And so I think having like the word security protection or liquidity protection, that helps give people, if something goes wrong, they're protected. Say that happened. Say if Open Ledger did that for when they had this hack, they said that, they have actually an Open Ledger protection fund. If something goes wrong, we'll pay you out through it. So it's something that gives people extra security, and that's what you want. You want people to feel secure for their holding your assets. So having the Whaleshare token, having some kind of security behind it, some security protection, is something that I think we should definitely look into. And I think that kind of like what Walsh is doing with EasyDex with the shit buyback program is something that I think we can learn from these other tokens too. Is that buyback program gives investors confidence because they know that the company or people behind it are going to keep buying this token and buying these tokens, so that it gives extra demand and it gives people the feeling that they're going to get a return on their investment. Whether it be true or not, it really depends on the utility of the token. But buybacks are something that I think we're going to see to stay. It's common in stocks. So a lot of companies like Apple and Samsung and all these, they do huge buyback programs just to boost their stock price. So it's something that, that's not surprising that cryptocurrency people are doing as well, to give an extra incentive for investors to get in. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's a good tool, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm glad to see that on EasyDex, and I'm sure that will happen on Whaleshares as well. But I'm excited about that, and I guess let me just touch on the last one real quick, and then I'll go on a couple of advantages that these tokens are bringing to their communities. If you have any questions, like PowerPix said, I know people want to ask about Saveless Shower and some weird stuff, but if you have any questions for me, I'm here. But the KuCoin shares is ranked number 59 overall. It's at $1.94. It's not as much volume. It's only 841,000 in volume, but it's got up to the ranked number 59 because of the token. That's something that it still gives an extra marketing because they're in the top 100, even though their volume is pretty low. So it's something to think about. But what they do is a little bit different. It's kind of like what Walrus does with the EasyDex portfolio builder tokens, is that 50% of the trading fees on KuCoin shares is given back to the holders, which is something that's really cool. So it's something that's gives people long-term gains and what they call passive income that people always want to look for. But the one thing it was different than what EasyDex is doing is they're going to be going down to 15% in the near future. And then it seems like the EasyDex is going to be 50% forever. So that's nice to see that they're going to keep the 50% fees go back to the community. They do something similar with the buyback. They buy back 10% of their profits each quarter to boost the token and to limit the supply. So it's another reason to give investors boosts in their price, to expect boosts in their price. And they also get discounts on their the trading. So it's really cool. The question about Binance, I haven't heard that yet. I'll have to do more research into it. It's interesting they would choose Uganda of every country in the world. But I'll definitely do some more research into that. I appreciate bringing that up. But yeah, some advantages that these tokens give these networks and communities is it really builds loyalty in different ways. It builds financial loyalty. It's in their best interest to buy and use these tokens. So that's one way to get people to buy your tokens, is to make sure it's in their best financial interest, which it is, because they're not only saving money, but they get a chance to gain investment gains with the first two. And then KuCoin shares gives you a chance to get the passive income. What it also does is it gives you gives the funds to the teams to build. So these projects that already have money, such as Binance and Huobi token, the team holds a certain percentage of these tokens. So the fact that these tokens go up in value gives them more money to build the projects out and make sure that they have long-term success. Appreciate you, Lethal Skills, you the man. But so that if you really want to help a community out or a network out, hold their token and buy their token, because it helps the teams build and it helps them hire the teams to build out these great projects, which is what they need. They need help with infrastructure, marketing, and sales. So having these tokens go up in value really helps them. And it really gives incentives to users to be involved in the community. Some of these tokens, such as Huobi token, you can list your token if you hold a lot of these. So if people want to get extra exposure for their token, you can just hold them. So it gives them another incentive to do this. And also, some of these exchanges have a voting feature, so you can help vote different features into the network. You can provide advice and kind of give direction to the communities based on if you have these tokens. So it's really interesting that they're doing this. And I think the biggest thing besides the money and the loyalty is.
So let me just quickly jump in. So again, it comes back to building, on those relationships, the loyalty, building those relationships, and strengthening a community.
Absolutely, and some people will come right to your community and be using it, and they're rewarded for it, but they had already been using it anyways. But some people, they come to the community just because of this, and then they realize the community is awesome, or the network's awesome, and it has a lot of benefits, so they stay. So it could be used as a hook too, as well, to grab new people into the community that never would have been there. So that's why I really like what they do with these network tokens. Is it's incredible marketing for it. Some people I never heard of Binance or Huobi token or KuCoin shares, and because they saw their token trading, they actually checked out the platform and saw it was incredible. And like, oh wow, this is amazing. I'm going to stay and use it. And you have the financial incentive to make sure that they stay and use it because they're saving money. So
have all three of those tokens proven successful then?
I would say Binance and Binance coin is definitely, and Huobi token have proven successful. KuCoin shares is still in the works right now, but I think those first two are definitely very successful. And KuCoin shares bring something new to the table, kind of like that portfolio builder. So I think it's kind of cool to follow them and see how it works, because we're kind of tied with the EasyDex to portfolio builder. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens with their coin.
Awesome. Alrighty.
But I think anybody that has 67 million in volume or 57 million in volume and for 24 hours is fairly successful with their token. And both of those tokens sold out immediately within minutes. So that's something to take care of. Even KuCoin shares sold out pretty fast. So that doesn't automatically mean that they're good tokens, but it sure is a benefit. Gives them the right direction. But if saying all this, Whaleshares is doing a lot of this stuff with EasyDex already. With tying in EasyDex portfolio builder and the EasyDex platform into Whaleshares is incredible. So I think it's maybe something like giving back tokens to people using the network, the EasyDex network through Whaleshares is a great idea. I think that tying in long-term and short-term benefits into the whale stake token is incredible. So I think that that's something we can definitely use to our advantage, and we already kind of are doing with the voting power, be able to put up the votes. But we think sometimes we need more incentive to do this. Whether it be the next, I know they want people to do the whale tokens now, but the next wave of whale tokens, maybe you need to have a certain amount of whale staking in your wallet to do it, or you need to have a community behind you that votes on it, so you have some traction behind you already. But I really think that having something that encourages people to hold for the long term, and maybe that will give them influence in the network in return, is another good idea. So I appreciate that, and I think that I appreciate you, Karen. Appreciate the question. I'll answer that real quick after I'm done with this with the Binance for KuCoin. But I think we're doing a lot of these things right already. We just need to execute on them. I'm excited to see the benefits of whale stake, but I really think to grow EasyDex and to grow Whaleshares, we need to get one of their tokens really big, whether it be a top 100 or top 1,000 market cap, something that will give additional marketing and credibility in the whole eyes of the community, the cryptocurrency community. Because we already know what kind of community we are, but we need to attract the larger cryptocurrency and blockchain community, as well as others not involved. So I think we can learn a lot from these network tokens, and they're proven successful, so we can do it. We just have to, we have the team and we have the people behind it. So I'm really excited to see this future, what holds for Whaleshares and EasyDex. It's really nice that the EasyDex is integrated into this, because it really helped bring that network effect to Whaleshares, which is incredible.
Well, I mean, just taking that point, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I interviewed Vit Galensky, who is, or Vit as he's known, who is one of the developers for the front end of the new Whaleshares platform, and he has his own token, and he mentions it actually at the end of the interview, and it's the oh gosh, was it the bread token? I think it's called. He's called it bread token or something, and it's built around sort of the creative writing community, if you like, and that's what he's built that token around. Now, he said to me, you know, because Whaleshares hasn't launched yet, he can't, I guess, do too much with that token. But for people like him in that situation, and people who are considering maybe having their own token on the new chain, at this stage, you still got to try building interest in that token. I mean, what would you advise them to do at this stage? Because, you know, obviously, the platform hasn't launched yet.
I would encourage them to keep building their community that's behind them, and make them aware of the token. So I would say, continue building this community behind them, and then once the Whaleshares community is ready for it, then create the token. And it's too good to throw a token out there. You know, it's kind of similar. I don't know if people realize that I do this with the SML, Steam It Music League. I have points. You know, we're giving out points for, you know, different finishes in the league, and you get points for participating. Eventually, points is going to be a cryptocurrency or a token, and we're kind of hoping to do this on the Whaleshares platform. But right now, since the Whaleshares platform is not there, we can't do it yet. But we're still just building the community out. We're building the credibility of it and the awareness of it, so people are, you know, well aware of this points. At least,
well, that is a fantastic example, and maybe one week you could perhaps elaborate on that, because that really is a great example.
I appreciate that. And you know, it's really all about community and having some reason to use this token, and, you know, giving the community a reason to, I guess, believe and follow your project. And it seems like the creative writing is pretty simple what they're doing, but he just needs to keep building out the community, because the more people and more souls and more awareness he has when the Whaleshares token goes, the better chance his token will have to reward the people and grow as well. All it takes is sometimes one little thing to boost a token, but you still need to have the community behind it to get to that point. So I would recommend, just like you're doing, you're building out a community of people who trust and like you and follow you. And because of that, they're going to more likely buy your token. It's just like car sales. You know, they say 72% of people buy their cars just because they like and trust their salesperson. So you really just got to build trust and show people what you can do and be authentic while you're doing it. And if they trust and like you, that's fine. If not, it's fine as well. So I think I would just keep doing what you're doing, and same with the creative writer token. I keep building out the platform and keep building out the community, because the Whaleshares community is coming. The timing is, you got to think, it doesn't really matter, because we're playing the long-term game. Whether it be a few months or a few weeks, we're talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road. So I think that that's the longevity of this. So I think that we just need to stop worrying about the dates and just keep building the community out, and it'll all work out.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better myself. Very, very important indeed. There was one quick question. I don't know if you know yobit.net. Ever heard of that one?
That one I'm not familiar with, but I want to write that down so I can do some research on it. But I know some of these small ones do have high fees, because that's the way to keep in business, and they do that because they offer certain tokens, or they operate in certain regulations, environments where certain, you know, maybe only people can use that exchange because of where they live or because of what they do. So I'll definitely do some more research into it, but anything with high fees, you got to watch out for.
Yeah, good bit of general advice there. I think anything that does have that high fee, there's got to be a reason for it. Sometimes you think it's legitimate, but I have to say, from my experience in the crypto sphere, whenever I have come across high fees, I've never been totally convinced why they have to be so high. So you should have a little bit of a warning light flashing there, I think. I
totally agree. And even some of the really good projects that are bringing value, they're willing to give you a discount just so you can see the value that they're providing. So And yeah, anything with extremely high fees are more short-sighted and more short-term viewed, because this cryptocurrency blockchain space is really just starting to get going. So to really attract people, they really want to keep the fees as low as possible, just so they can see the value to them. Because sometimes people will only go to certain networks or certain communities if the fee is low, and then once they get there, they see, oh wow, this is incredible. Look at this, this, and this, and this. So I think it's just a way to see which people are in for the long term and which people are here for the short term.
Alrighty, awesome stuff, Chief. Thank you very much for that. Anything you want to say lastly before I move on?
No, I'm excited to hear the rest of this show, and appreciate you giving us the time, and I appreciate everybody listening. And I'm really excited for this community. I'm talking to more and more people about the Whaleshares community. Had a blockchain recruiter reach out recently about different people in the Whaleshares community, just kind of asking questions. So I'm really trying to do my best to bring awareness and spread the Whaleshares community and try to provide as much value as I can. So I really appreciate everybody, and I'm glad that you guys are getting value out of this.
Oh, I think we are. You're doing a great job. I mean, just looking at the people in the room, this is very busy tonight. I don't know whether that's me or you bringing them in. I don't know whether I should be worried about that or not, but either way, maybe it's a team effort. I'm sure it is, but you're doing a fantastic job indeed. And that was another great coffee and crypto session. So thank you very much for that, dude. Give Chief Mapster, I want to see some hands going up in the chat there and some praise for him. He's empowering us, remember, with a lot of valuable information. But as he says, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to make your own decisions here. He's not making decisions for you. I'm certainly not making decisions for you. You guys have to make your own decisions. He's certainly empowering us to make those decisions. So thanks again, Chief. Fantastic stuff there.
You're very welcome, brother, and I appreciate your insight and your silky smooth voice.
Oh, thank you, Chief. You're making me blush again. Anyway, I'm gonna move on, but awesome stuff there from Chief Mapster. Right, I'm now going to move on to our interview and the guest of the show, who for the first time since doing these shows isn't going to be here live because of the time zones, unfortunately, Vit. So we pre-recorded the interview, as I said, and we recorded it a few hours ago, thanks to Savo, and we're going to hear now from Vit. And as I said to you before, he's one of the developers on the front end of the new platform, of the new Whaleshares platform. And it was an interesting interview, actually. So we'll play the interview. I won't be, it's not going to be live, but if you've got any questions, put them in the text chat, and maybe somebody else. Thanks, False Idols. I'm going to ask you maybe not to do that anymore, because I do, no. I'm going to stick to what I said at the beginning. I want you to tell me. No, exactly, Sweeney Guy. Yeah, discipline. Be firm with me, because I want to reduce my umming and ahhing. So be firm. So thank you for reminding me. And we're going to have Whaleshares Bodyguard sing again. Absolutely we are, because he has got one hell of a singing voice. I think he's a better singer than a better rapper. But we'll come to that later. I'm going to ask Savo now, and I'm going to try doing it without umming and ahhing, to play the interview with Vit. Hang on, Savo. Hang on. Whoa. That was me then. But I'm still here now talking to you live. As I said to you, if you've got any questions, Walrus and I will try to answer them as best we can, if you do have any. But please remember, it's not a live interview. Vit isn't around. He's not here. He's gone to bed now. He's got 8 children. So, I have to cut him some slack there. But I have to give him a break there. So there we go. Savo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you tonight?
Ready and set to play it now.
Good man. I'm ready when you are.
Yo, here it comes.
Thank you very much for coming on the show and taking the time. I appreciate it, because I know it's a bit difficult for you. You've got a heavy schedule, and the time zones don't help either. So thank you very much for taking the time out. I appreciate it. How are you?
Thank you for inviting. I'm fine.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Right. Okay. Well, for those of you that don't know what Vit does, he is one of the front-end developers for the new Whaleshares platform that's soon to go live, and he is going to be the star guest tonight. And I'm going to ask him now, really, just to kind of tell us about his role, what he does, and I think that'd probably be a good starting point. Vit, what is your role in the development of the new Whaleshares platform, and what does it involve?
I'm a front-end developer specializing in CSS and HTML, and it means my responsibility is mostly how the website looks and how it interacts with the user. That's it. I work in close collaboration with a blockchain developer who is also a JavaScript React developer and who is responsible for the functionality, and also with a graphic designer and illustrator who is overseeing the visual look and also is working on icons and graphics for the website. And there are also testers, so it's a big team.
Yeah, just who else? Just give us a few names. Who else do you work with?
This is Babeta. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He's the one. And Ritko, he's the graphic designer and illustrator. And then there is Crazy, who is a tester, and other people.
Awesome, awesome. Is it a good team to work for? Do you enjoy working with the team?
Yes, it's a nice team, and they are all profi in their areas, and their work is not so easy because while the website looks simplistic to the end user, the code base is quite complex because in the end it's a social media website. So this work is tedious, also because I'm trying to keep up with the best practice and so on.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. I know it's a huge project that you're involved in, and it's something, you know, in terms of the scale of the project, it's massive. What you've got to build is a significant. It's obviously far more than a website, but we'll come on to that in just a moment. But can I just ask you, how did you become a developer for Whaleshares?
I contribute my work and time to the community for about a year. I think I was first noticed when I helped fixing WordPress theme plugin a year ago. I made a post about it, and this post was heavily upvoted by the whales, so I became popular for a time. And since then, I've been working on a number of community projects, and when the Whaleshares testnet went live, I was invited by the team to do a design facelifting for it.
Oh, okay. So you caught the attention of Fuzzy, was it, or someone else?
Fuzzy and the others, maybe.
And they liked what you were doing, and they said, "Hey, come and help us build Whaleshares."
Sorry?
And they saw what you were doing, and they liked it. And Fuzzy said, "Hey, come and help us build Whaleshares." Yeah.
Like this, yes.
Awesome. Okay. So, in your opinion, then, Vit, what would be the advantages of Whaleshares over other platforms, in your opinion?
First of all, the Whaleshares platform is not yet built. The testnet we have is just a beginning, as it uses traditional upvotes and the temporary code base. So we will see a different interface and different functionality later. After the launch, and maybe a bit before the launch too. That said, one main feature will be share instead of upvote and resteam. We don't have upvote and don't have resteam. Currently, it is working like this, upvote and reblock, but in the future, those two functions will be joined, merged into share button. And this is simply, but sometimes it's hard to understand quickly. So I will comment a bit more about it.
Well, let me just jump in a moment. So what you're saying is, what will happen later on is that there will be a share button, which will automatically re-steam, if you like, but in a Whaleshare sense, it will re-steam and upvote it with one button, yeah?
Yes, like this. It will be, sharing will be the main function of using Whaleshares. Like upvote button is the main button in Steam. In the same way, the share button will be the main one. And
okay. So that's going to be just as important as the upvote, yeah?
We will not have upvotes at all. Only share.
And so when you click that share button, that will automatically vote for it, will it?
Like this. When I share your content, I also reward it. I share to my feed and pay you as well as myself. The feed shows people transparently what I reward. If something is good enough to share, it's going enough to reward. If something is to reward, it should be good enough to share with your followers. And if you share shit posts, no one will follow you. So this replaces reputation.
Okay, all right. Yeah, sorry, go on.
If you look at Reddit, many times people will post links to things from other websites. So this is more like Facebook or Reddit than Medium. This is a place for friends to form and reward one another subjectively. And sharing content enables you to reward tokens to the content originator for allowing you to share to your friends and followers. If you don't like content, don't upload it or don't share it, or it will be displayed to all your friends to see.
Okay, so it sounds like that the share option will be the most important function. And when you click that share button, you will be sharing that content. And in so doing, you will be giving a bit of reward to that post. But it won't be a vote, or will it?
It will be like a vote. So there will be tokens transferred based on those shares later, like in Steemit payouts. This feature is for solves a few problems with quality content that we have in Steemit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Because Steemit was designed like a talent show, like a competition of individual writers trying to make good posts. And time has shown that this approach doesn't work. There is not so much good content on Steemit after all, comparing to Medium, for example.
No, I think
the payouts depend on.
To say something a minute. I think that sounds like a very intelligent and exciting function.
This is the child by Fuzzy. And in a community, the payouts don't depend on content quality so much. They rather depend on who you know. And it's normal if you speak about a community. But in Steemit, it's like only one community of big whales, and the others are collecting the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've all seen the way Steemit's gone, and you're absolutely right. And hopefully, and it sounds like from what you've just said, that there is one function built into the Whaleshares chain that will encourage decent quality content and build followers in a community around that, which is a much healthier direction to go in, isn't it?
Yes, and the second point is the problem of whales. They mostly don't care about the users and just mind their own business, while there should have been caring and in an ideal community. So many communities will be built, and there will be a number of whales and Whaleshares, each with their own token applicable in their specific community. And to support the price of this token, one should be expected to hold a good amount of whale stake. That's where we are coming to the tokens that will be used in Whaleshares.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm with you there. That's the direct. It's a great opportunity for people to come on board with their own token. But as you say, it's important to try and get as big as whale stake as you can in the new platform, isn't it?
Yes, while Whaleshares will be the primary token, whale stakes will give users access to 1% of the inflation on the chain, and additionally access to 1% of the bandwidth. So without whale stake, hard to have any success. And all these tokens, Whaleshares and whale stake, and the number of whale tokens will be based on BitShares. And there also will be mana, also known as voting power, which feels a specified right and is expanded when rewarding tokens via shares on the platform.
Okay, so can I just jump in and ask a quick question? Because as I understand it, the Whaleshares token is going to be retired, and we will have whale stake and WLS. Is that right?
Yes, the current Whaleshares token will be replaced by WLS.
And that's the tradable token, isn't it? That's separate from the whale stake, which is like SP.
Whalestake will exist as far as I know, because I am a coder, not a blockchain developer. My area is front end, but as far as I know, the Whalestake token will exist only on chain, not like token you can buy, but only by locking away Whaleshares you get Whalestake.
Okay, cool. All right. So just coming back to the coding itself, and I think this is in your remit because I'm on the testnet, and I recently noticed, as a lot of us did, there was some kind of testing going on where the style was all smooth and fluid, but it went again. Is that coming back? Because it was lovely. It looked so fantastic, and the navigation was gorgeous.
I don't remember exactly which one you mentioned, but there are many changes and upgrades ahead before Whaleshares will have a finished look. So it will look absolutely different to what is there now, I can say.
Okay, awesome. All right. So I understand there's going to be a messenger function, and we've already seen the testing of that. Again, it's gone, but I'm assuming that will come back. But will this extend to full sort of chat channels on the server or on the new platform?
I think no. We've been testing it, and it will be not full chat like Discord, but just a possibility to contact a user and exchange messages. So it's like two-sided exchange.
Okay, all right. I mean, the messenger function itself is a really useful tool, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
It's already, but we are waiting until the new code base is available, because it has no sense to make it work now.
Okay, but when Whaleshares launches, the messenger function will be there, won't it?
I hope so.
That was a diplomatic answer. Okay, but fingers crossed it will be there. The idea is to hopefully get it up and running for launch. Is that it?
Sorry?
The idea is to hopefully have the messenger function ready for launch. Is it? Yeah.
Of course.
Awesome. All right. Okay. So what do you see as the primary roles? No, before I move on to witnesses and block producers, I want to just ask you a bit more about the ecosystem itself. Will it be designed so that there is less corruption on the Whaleshares platform than we've seen develop on Steemit, do you think?
I believe so. We'll have experience with the current state of things, and with this in mind, we'll do our best to prevent it on Whaleshares. But I can't give you the details now.
Well, no, I mean, I understand that because, you know, as Fuzzy himself says, you're never, ever going to stamp out corruption 100%. It's just impossible. But, you know, you mentioned before the way Steemit's gone when you were talking before about that share function and the fact that it doesn't really encourage good quality within the Steemit community. It's all about who you know and not what you're producing. And you mentioned about that before, and the fact that Whaleshares wants to avoid that. So I think that in itself is telling of the fact that Whaleshares does want to avoid a lot of the pitfalls we've seen on the Steemit platform.
Of course, all depends on technical solutions, and this is to talk with Babita, I think. It's important how this will be implemented.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that kind of neatly brings us on to the whole issue of governance, I suppose, and the primary roles of witnesses. I mean, what do you see actually as the primary role of witnesses? And will Whaleshares be able to avoid many of the attitudes that we've seen on Steemit with witnesses on Steemit?
I believe that at Whaleshares, witnesses should be useful for the community. They should be helpers and guides and not just receive tokens for running a server. Basically, every witness will have to support the community in a meaningful way to stay voted in.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. And it's really, I think that's exactly the right direction, because if you want witnesses as helpers and guides, not just token holders, I mean, that's going to, in itself, right from the start, right from the foundations, is going to build a healthier community, isn't it?
Sure.
I think that is a great way to go. How will you guarantee that, though?
Sorry?
How will you make that happen, though, from the word go? How will you get those witnesses in place?
Oh, sorry, this is not my area. This is, you can ask Fuzzy better.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. We've got a bit. We got somewhere there. Thank you for the insight. Let me just put it out there to you then. And I often ask this question about people who are involved in the Whaleshares community. Will Whaleshares be the best thing that ever happened to crypto?
Time will tell. I have no megalomania.
Come on, give us a bit more.
I really believe it can be predicted. It only can be seen later.
All right. And if I was to ask you, put you on the spot again, when do you think the chain will launch live? When will it go live?
Oh, ask Fuzzy. Really.
All right. Okay.
I asked him several times a week and still different answers.
Okay, fair enough. That wasn't a fair question, but I had to get it in there, you understand. But anyway, so tell us then about talking about tokens and things and how we want to see people on the new chain with their own token. Tell us about your token.
I started a token called DBread, or Daily, or Digital Bread. It's my common word token intended to support talented people. There will be many tokens like it, so it's only one of many. And the dream behind this token initially was to help talented authors focus on their writing without worrying too much about their income. But of course, this is big, so maybe not fast. This can be built. But I'm building a community where we will sample the best work via contests and manual curation, and then give out these tokens, letting the authors use our vote in their posts, like Bale Beats now, And it means I'd like to give out tokens, and not on one-time basis, but as a long-time support. Recently, I ran a contest for writers where the participants applied with their best work, and the winner has got upvotes from the Whaleshares community for her next 10 posts, and also upvotes from the Isle of Wight community and from myself for 30 days. And the bread tokens were also given out to the shortlist members. So it's like a token to support, daily support like this. And now we plan to expand it to coders too, as this work is in fact similar. A coder needs long-time support to produce anything of value. And the tokens can also be rewarded for community service and spent later on education purposes on our upcoming portal, where we will offer various learning programs. So it's a big plan, and as I said, time will tell what will happen.
Yeah, well, I think it's a really exciting token. I mean, I'm an aspiring scriptwriter for television and film myself. Does your token, is it just for literary writing, poetry, or can it extend to any kind of creative writing?
Any kind of creative writing, and not only these, but any kind of work which needs talent. So coding is also in this category for talented authors who need support. But the token will start working after the Whaleshares mainnet launch in similar way like Beyond Beat and Whaleshare tokens work now. So now I'm giving it out, but it will have value only later.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, but you've answered that, which is great. So in terms of engagement, which is what I was going to ask you, have you seen, even at this pre-stage, have you seen much engagement with your token, or is it too soon?
I've been giving it out during the contests, and I plan to continue so, because I want people to have it. And after the mainnet will be launched, we will see. Time will tell.
So how does it interact then? Is it a vote token, a curation token?
It's a vote token, yes, but it needs interface which is not yet built.
No, so people will use your token, much in the same way that they might use Beyond Bits, say,
Yes.
and it will connect, I assume, to a vested account with Whalestake, and then they'll get their upvote on the new chain. Yeah.
Share.
Okay, sorry, share. Yes, they'll get their share on the new chain.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Nice. Interesting indeed. Well, yeah. I mean, for that. For your token, therefore, to fully come into life, obviously you're going to have to wait for the new platform to launch. But in the meantime, you're still giving the token out in readiness for that. I guess what many people might be asking is how much, and this is another difficult question to answer, but when the mainnet launches, I mean, how valuable will Whalestake be? Do you think?
Nobody can predict it. Probably,
surely you could have a go.
We can use as a base the current value of Whaleshares, but it's only an estimate. So no way to know that, of course.
No, it's a difficult one, I know. But if you have faith in the project and the platform and the community, and you have faith in the token, I think value will follow. Won't it?
It depends on us also, on how we do, how we work, and what product we launch, and many other things we cannot influence.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is what it all goes back to. Like I was saying, it depends how strong this community and how strong this platform becomes, and we are the people who will make that or not make that happen. So a lot of it does depend on us, doesn't it?
Sure.
Well, there we go. I think that kind of wraps up the interview. I don't think I've got anything else to say. Would you like to say anything else at all, Vit?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're not a man of many words, are you?
Sorry?
You're not a man of many words, are you, Vit?
I sometimes think it's better. Silence is better.
No, do you know what? That's absolutely spot on. That's a good point to make, because a lot of people perhaps don't recognize that, but you're absolutely right. Sometimes silence is better. But anyway, not for interviews, but it's been great talking to you. You've given us a nice insight there to what it's like to be a developer on the front end of the project. So thank you very much for sparing your time, Vit, and thank you for telling us about your token. And I shall maybe speak to you soon.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I will be glad to support this show and Steam and share on Whaleshares, and invite you to my contest to get some tokens and do some creative work, and then time will tell.
Awesome. Look forward to it. Thank you very much for that, Vit.
Thank you.
Well, there we have it. Thanks for that, Walrus. I told you I listened to that after doing the interview, and I realised I and a bit. I know that, and hence the reason when I started this show, I wanted you to all tell me when I and a bit. But now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I'm going to stick with what I said at the start, because I do want to reduce my umming and ahhing. But what a great interview. What a great guy Vit is. He is right in the heart of the... there we go. There's one for you. Type it up, someone. He's right in the heart of the development, and he's doing a fantastic job. Nice insight there, I thought. So great guy. It's a pity he couldn't come on live, but he has these time zone issues, and he has 8 children, which I never asked him about. I wanted to ask him how on earth he got 8 children, but maybe it was a good thing that I didn't. I don't know. Who knows where that conversation could have gone. So I'm now, I think it's about time we had some music anyway. I think it's about time I hand the show over to our Dutch man and resident music man, Savo. Savo, are you there?
Yes, hello. I'm here.
Oh, you sound a bit odd. Are you all right? Is someone holding your... Anyway, you all right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what a Dutch accent is, so yeah.
You don't have to figure it out. You just talk. We'll work that bit out.
Okay. Yeah, it was a great talk, I must say. Really, really to the point and stuff, you know, very, very, yeah, very understandable as well. And yeah, the ums and the r's and the ers, you know, I never hear them by you, so don't worry. But
Do you
yes.
know what? I wish now I'd never even mentioned it, because I should have just completely not mentioned it, I think. I don't think it's an issue, but anyway, I'm glad I have, because I really do want to reduce my umming and ahhing, and maybe this show will help me. But thank you for recording that, because I should say Savo sorted the recording out for that interview. So thank you for that, Savo. But moving on, what have you got for us tonight?
We have two great persons in the room here, which are James Getsit and Ken, and both are MCs.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah, so I would like to start with Ken, if he can unmute himself. I see he's muted, else I start with James.
Sorry, who do you want to start with, Savo?
With Ken. So Ken,
Ken is not server muted, so he's muting himself.
Yeah, but I don't see him respond. So yeah, James, are you there?
Hello?
Yo, James. Yeah, man, you're on the show.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having the time. So yeah, people who don't know James, if they don't know him, I think he's one of the great rappers of Steemit, and I met him in January, where he was just joined, right? And actually, when I saw a video of you, you know, I immediately thought, this guy I need to contact and you know, do stuff with that. But yeah, James, tell us a little bit who you are and where you came from which music, and how you discovered the blockchain and what you have done so far, because you have some, you made some incredible progress, I must say.
All right, that's a lot. It's a lot to talk about real quick. So let's try to make it short. So who I am, my name is James, obviously. I come from Atlanta. I'm originally from the West Coast of the United States, though, California to be specific. What I do, I rap. And how I got started with that, I've been rapping for about, 17 years, since I was like 13, in the back of in a school bus, chilling, just spitting some raps back in the back school bus. And how I found Steemit. So, you know, basically, yeah, like he said, he met me in January, and you know, that's not a coincidental, because I just joined at the end of December. As you know, basically everyone knows why. I don't have to say why I joined the end of December. And yeah, so that's how I found Steemit. I originally just saw dollar signs, and then after that, I really, you know, dug in and realized there's much more to, you know, Steemit and blockchain in general than just, oh wow, you know, Bitcoin was at $20,000. Wow, money. It was, you know, there's communities and people enriching each other and doing things for each other and helping each other succeed at so many different things outside of the blockchain, but just utilizing this as a resource. And that really just, you know, really resonated with me. And so ever since then, I've really dug in and I've created or helped out in a few different places like Steam Music Alliance, and I created a contest challenge. It's called Kill the Pad, where basically I give a topic every week for MCs to just write some lyrics to that topic and get a chance to win some SBD for it. But basically, I made that for the specific reason of helping people that might not be all that comfortable on the mic still have an outlet for their expression and still be able to participate in the hip hop community without, you know, having to like rip it on a mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I believe for a lot of people, including me, you know, it's a little bit scary to to stutter or something, you know. But yeah, you from Ceylon, you are very active in that. and you really show confidence. So yeah, just shall we listen to a song of yours so people can understand what great musician you are actually?
Sure. Yeah. Which one are you going to play first?
Yeah, obviously not the one we're going to talk about in a minute. So it will be of the two. It will be Lander thing.
All right. Cool.
So here's the song isn't called Lander, right? I mean, I see a Lander, so you.
Which song is it? Which one is this? No, this is a This song is basically I released this a couple days ago. It's just something new. I was going through a bout of writer's block, and whenever I hit some writer's block, I just like to attack the track and just like write as much, just like really, I don't know, attack the track is the best way to describe it. I just go at it from all angles, and that's what this track is. I'm just going at it with different flows and different metaphors and punchlines and stuff like that.
Okay, let's have a listen.
It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. The price I pay for being a heart. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder to find a way to touch the shine.
Yeah, I'm just chilling with a microphone. Realizing the height that I'm at, I'm quite alone. Flying near the sun, I'm a space polygon. That's why these haters never speak above a quiet tone. Shh, I can see all of these green cats climb at my door as they watch me stack greenbacks. Talks with Savo and he agreed that people only hate whenever they cannot achieve that. Yeah, some bitches put up a polite show. They act all proper like a doctor in a white coat. I see the green bleeding through like a light coat. All these coyotes pissed that I'm a white goat. Some will drown and some might float. But either way, I am the king and you're in my moat. I walk a fine line, a tightrope. Hard pill to swallow. Yeah, dude, you might choke.
It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. The price I pay for being a heart. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder to find a way to touch the shine.
I reached a point where I thought I'd never reach now. I've reached the height that your sight can't even see now. I've seen the light when we unite, it lives in me now. That's why I can flow for hours on these beats now. Now I flow for food to pay my rent or spitting knowledge with equities like a mentor. That shit is so raw, you need to sign consent forms. My rhymes are nice, so don't present yours. I meant war, change the outcome. Here's a reason for bitches that hate and doubt some. Always let they mouth run. JV kids talking like starters, I hate it. Retarded, you are waiting. The past bracket that I played in. No more arguing, debating. Exchange that Caucasian rage in your faces. Now demonstrating amazement. The pace is blazing. Just face it, your shit is basic. Like paint when you fill in spaces. They think when I kill it sacred. A saint, you can feel it crazy.
It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder. The price I pay for being a heart. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder to find a way to touch the shine.
Yeah, it keeps amazing me. I mean, I wish I could do that. It would be a lot easier and stuff, But
I just want to say that that was fantastic. That was really something pretty awesome.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And just to say, this isn't my kind of stuff. Generally speaking, I'm not necessarily into that, but that was really awesome. I need to ask, by the way, who was doing the other vocals there? Who was she?
Who was doing what?
I heard a woman's voice, didn't I, as well, doing a bit of singing?
Oh yeah. The singer is just one of the producers that I like to use is called Cinema, and he does a lot of a lot of tracks that come pre-made with hooks that he wrote and produced and did himself. And then we have, when you buy the instrumental, you have the choice to either use the hook that came with it or not. So I decided to, obviously use it because it's awesome. She's a great singer.
Well, this is it, though. But she is, and you're also a great rapper. And I think the two together, the blend is brilliant.
Yeah, there's a great contrast there. Like her voice and mine, it's pretty cool. I appreciate that.
So James, this track, it has as well as a message, but I heard a lot of different tracks of yours, and where do you have this variety? Where what inspires you to do and to be good in all these? Because if you want to do a ranting nonstop, then it's amazingly awesome as well, and also poetic. So, what is your inspiration for that?
I'm sorry. Are you like just what's my inspiration in general, or like for like I didn't get the question completely. You cut out a little bit for me.
For the lyrics.
So inspiration, I mean, I get it from all sorts of places. I think like a lot of artists do, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I literally wrote a couple songs about a show called Jericho. I don't know if any of you guys have watched the show Jericho. It only came on for like 3 seasons. It was a dope show about the end of the world, and I use that as inspiration. So I mean, inspiration just hits you, and I keep notepads with me everywhere I go. So like if I'm driving or whatever, I don't write while I drive, but I might pull over if the thought is like really nice. But yeah, so I just get inspiration from all over the place.
Yeah, because you also were an Uber driver, right? And where you did some performances so now and then for the people you picked up.
Yeah, that happened a couple times. Where we'd start talking. Yeah, I'm a Uber driver on the side sometimes, and people would get in the car and we'd talk about, because I always have either hip hop or maybe some down tempo trip hop instrumentals playing in my car or something. And somebody would get in, we'll talk about that, and eventually one of them might be a rapper in the car or whatever, and then we'll talk about that and how I rap, and then I'd rap for them and stuff. And it's fun. It's really fun.
And does it also make the people come back to use you as a driver always?
No, Uber doesn't work like that. I wish it did. You just get who you get. But I have received, I have made a good deal of connections through it. Different people around here that might be singers or producers or whatever. So it definitely helps, no question.
Yeah, because it's next thing. You actually got picked up by somebody I admire as a producer myself, which is great, man. Awesome. And it was about people who don't know. James is working a lot with V for Vapid, and he got you to rap for a track for Julian Assange, right? Which Julian Assange himself shared on his Twitter.
Yeah, that was mind blowing. I've been working with Vapid on. He came to me a few weeks ago and asked me if I wanted to help him with a project for him and Fortified to make a project for the Unity for Julian vigil that happens every month, and I was like, of course, yeah, for sure, I'm down. And so we started collaborating on that. He helped write the song. I'd say a good 80% of it, to be honest. He's just a wealth of knowledge politically, and just a really smart guy and a great writer to boot. And so we worked on that track and we put it out. I put out just a preview. It was just a rough draft, just me spitting, no mixing or anything. And yeah, like the next day, Fortified messages me on Discord, messages me and Vapid, and he was like, "Hey, Julian Assange just tweeted out your song," and it blew my mind. Like I still can't get over it. It's nuts. It's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I really, that's amazing, man. It's amazing to see your progress like this. and that leads you to a lot of exposure, of course, which leaded you to have Sticky Buds contacted you, right?
Yeah, Sticky Buds. He messaged me almost immediately on Twitter and on SoundCloud, and just said he really liked my stuff and he wanted to work with me in the future, which is nuts because he's like, you know. And what's so funny though is he messages me, and I was getting a lot of messages. Okay, like a lot of messages. So I didn't even look at who he was or like how much of a deal he is. And I just messaged him back, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, your shit's pretty cool too. Like I had no clue who he was. And I just messaged him back like he's some random, you know, just some random producer that messages me, which was funny.
Well, actually, if he would contact me for a song or something, I would cry of joy, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up. I had to backtrack as soon as I messaged him again, like 15 minutes after that. I was like, yo, man, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't, I'm sorry. You know, I was just like, let's work. Yeah, that's cool.
I probably takes it easy because it's not for nothing that his name is Sticky Butts, right? So, yeah. So we listen to the song you made for Assange.
Yeah, do it. So this song is called "Kill the Messenger." And just one tiny more bit about the song before we play it is that the whole project is for Julian Assange, who, as we all know, is locked up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. And at the moment, he's completely cut off from everybody. He can only have his legal team in the embassy. He can't see or speak to anybody. He can't go outside. He's effectively in solitary confinement, and he's been like this for months now. And it's pretty insane. So this whole project is just to shed some light on that. And this song specifically is trying to come from his point of view, a little anger and just justifiably, and just a little bit about his point of view. So
yeah, because he's the founder of WikiLeaks, which was or is a website which where how do you say it in English again?
Well, basically, yeah, he's shedding light on the deep state, which is always a good thing, in my opinion.
Always, yeah.
No question.
I'm following him for a long time already, and he's been there in that embassy for quite a while. It's retarded that he even should, man. The man should be, we all should carry him on our arms, right? I mean. Well,
yeah, I mean, he's responsible for us knowing about a lot of bad things that have gone on in the world, and I'm grateful to him for that. And in actual fact, I think he's been holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London for 5 years, because I used to walk past that. It's in Knightsbridge, and when I was working at Harrods, which is in Knightsbridge, the Ecuadorian embassy is just behind Harrods, and the police officers have been outside that building guarding it for 5 years now. I think he's been in there 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And what's nuts about it now is he's been in there 5 years, but now they've cut him completely off. So he can't even. So before, he was at least able to get on the internet or speak to people on phones. But the Ecuadorian government has completely shut him down to where he can't speak to anyone, can't do anything, can't get on the internet, can't do anything at all. He just sits in a room, and the only people, he's basically imprisoned now. Before, there was at least, some freedom, and now he's in a prison, solitary confinement. It's insane.
So why is the Ecuadorian government giving him sanctuary, so to speak? Why are they still doing it then? If they're trying to, almost sounds like they're trying to flush him out.
I believe because, well, I'm not too sure about that. I'm not an expert on that, but from what I've gathered is that because they gave him sanctuary in the first place, they're not going to just back that out. But the new president of Ecuador has come out in support, or basically in support of Western-backed forces, and he is saying that Julian Assange needs to basically come out and give himself up. And so Ecuador,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Change of president. Yeah, I didn't know there'd been a change of president. Okay, so just remind us all again how the song ties in with Julian Assange?
So basically, this was just for this was the project that we were doing to shed light on it, and it's just a point of view track coming from his point of view, trying to see things from his point of view and how it might make him feel.
Awesome. Let's hear it, Savo.
Unity for Julian. Yeah. In my dreams, I walk free in the city streets. 2,500 days plus 50 weeks. Doing hard time for these WikiLeaks. Trying to bring the truth out, man, it only gets you heat. And then they gag you. You don't get to speak. And when you get the leak, they try to hit delete. The masters of the masses, they want the shit discreet. That's why my middle finger's up to these sick elites. Free speech, it's the freedom of press. Take the deepest, darkest secrets, never leave them unsaid. If I'm a thief, then I'm a thief for the people you dread. The people of the red, why the blue, you keep them in bed. Seeing the sheep, keep them asleep. Deceiving the weak, keep seeking the leaks till you cease. And I see your defeat until I'm deceased underneath a freezing red sheet. Become a dead man, then I hit the switch and release. When Goldman Sachs is your creditor, you kill the messenger. Stories axed by the editor, you kill the messenger. Pay to play on the regular, you kill the messenger. Need to silence any questioner, you kill the messenger. And outside my window a piggy quickly creeps.
Hey, where'd the song go?
Yeah, why did you send me a fade out song? Don't you have a complete song?
So my bad. Yeah. So the release for that isn't. So that was just the Power Picks is right. That's the teaser track. That is the what we're putting out and what we put out a couple weeks ago. The actual track will be released. The full track will be released in about a week.
And how will it be released? Will it be
on
the blockchain?
Yeah, blockchain, SoundCloud. It's free. It's just that we're still in the process of going to the studio. Like I'm going back to the studio on Sunday and just to perfect it and get it, like a legit project.
I can't believe you did that. That's just completely unacceptable. As I say, I'm not normally into this sort of stuff, but that was a great tune. I was really just starting to get into that. Can you not just give us the whole tune as a special?
I wish I could. I'm so sorry.
Why can't you?
Because Vapid is the co writer, and so
we'll bring Vapid here then. Go and get Vapid.
He's not around at the moment, I don't think. But yeah, so I can't release it just yet, man. I'm so sorry. I wish I could.
God, that was a right tease. I'll give you that.
You know what we can do? Can you?
Have you got a copy?
Have I got a copy?
No, Savo, have you got a copy?
No, I only have the preview. For me, it's a shock as well. So can you freestyle it maybe?
No, I don't. Geez. Let me see. Yeah, I could give you the. Yeah.
It won't be the same without all the music. Can you do it with all the music though?
I can't put on music.
I don't think I can do it with the music.
It's up to you.
Let's try that, man.
Hold on. Now, is this being recorded? Is this going to be put out anywhere?
Yeah, we're sending this off to Virgin straight away after the show.
So it's going to be posted on Steemit?
No, I'm joking about Virgin, but yes, the show is recorded and it is posted by PowerPick.
I can't. I wish I could. I'm so sorry, guys. I really wish I could. I just can't.
No worries. All right, Savo. Anything else for James?
Yeah, it's not. I heard you freestyle once, and I can tell people here that you are incredible, man. So I'm looking forward to work on more projects with you, and let's rock the show, man. Really.
For sure, I can't wait to work on some more with you guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks, man. So
nice to meet you, James.
I wonder if Ken's connection is stable. Ken, can you unmute yourself? Ah, painful silence. Ken, you can unmute yourself.
He was here a minute ago. He was worried he'd missed his slot, but we reassured him, assured him he hadn't. But now it looks like he might have missed his slot.
Yeah, he has some connection troubles. Maybe he I don't know what's going on now. But
Where is Ken? Where's he based?
He's in the server here.
No. Whereabouts in the world is he?
From the US. Where exactly, I don't know. Because, yeah, you know, I'm just a Dutch guy. I only know the cities around here. So, but yeah. Ken, yeah, can you say something, man? Now he's muted again. You know what? Let's have a listen to a song of his, and then maybe you can figure out what's why he's muting himself.
Yeah, do it.
Yo, KEN Entertainment. Shouts out to Grant Vega on the beat. Good looking. This is for the Dessert EP coming out on the 13th. Every time I spit hard bars like this, I actually rip off a piece of my esophagus. Every time I spit hard bars like this, I actually rip off a piece of my esophagus. Yo, every time I spit hard bars like this, I actually rip off a piece of my esophagus. My pen is so strong, I can use it to football a whole metropolis. In order to break down just one of my lines, you need 666 scholars equipped with degrees only received at Martian colleges. They put 4 of my 16s in a box and ended up boxing 8 rabid octopuses. But I'm not here to play games, yo, but like third Nintendo, they get 64 plugs. Plus each 64 has 4 plugs, but thinking that it's sweet, they get 16 plugs apiece. Got them all stuck. Then I threw them in the swamp with the all sunk. Now the purpose is being a bar stool for a duck. But enough of the mathematic arguments. Lyrics on fire, the pen I write overnight turns into an arsonist. It's not ink in my pen, I forgot to tell you that it's arsenic. So give this brother his place or lose the color in your face by plugging arteries in your neck. You better show Ken some respect. I raised havoc when I was a prodigy. So rolling deep with the mob was the policy. I know my energy's off and my style is unorthodox, but I spit hard bars that can break the jaw on RoboCop. You better than me, homo style. I'ma keep dropping hot verses till my protons pop. Oh, you didn't know that it's Mr. Ken. Killed every notebook with every pen. Past the mic, I straight gets it in. My lyrical ability confuses the simple men. From calm to a storm, I'll transform like Bumblebee. I spit raw like a person with a jaw. I am sucker free. I'm comfortable with all these rap challenges. So I did it with no shoes on. Who knew I was off balances? Hey, you don't want it with me. Honestly, with one punch I knocked out 3. Your style is obsolete. I am wild when I compete. Give me black and miles and weed. And I'm chopping out a pile of MCs. I spit hunger like my bowels empty. Indigested, lost SEC. I'm uncontested, evidently.
No, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Any sign of Ken?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, man, I was freaking out, man. I'm running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
So Ken, yeah, I'm glad you could fix it though. Yeah, the reason I invite you actually is because I see you are super active in the challenges, the Cypher Challenge, almost always. And I believe that you, of the rappers that I know, are the longest here, you know, for what I can remember. But yeah, I wanted to ask you actually to tell a little bit about yourself and how you came to the platform actually, and what it has brought for you, because you were very active. So
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I try to stay active, man. I know I see a lot of rappers on here. They'll be here for a month and then they're gone, and you never hear from them again. I just don't want to be in that category. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we all aren't here, you know. But some people really get disappointed when it's not turning out for them the way they, you know. If you have a false perception on forehand, then it's always a disappointment when it's not turning out, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody thinks that they're gonna get rich real quick, you know. What I'm saying? But my real name is actually Kenneth, and for sure I just always went by Ken. And one day I came up with the acronym KEN, killed every notebook, because I write rhymes in notebooks, you know. So that I know that makes sense for y'all.
So how did it started out with being a musician, you know, a rapper? How did you came to that when, and how long are you already in the game?
Well, it all really started off just kind of you know, like freestyling. You know, I remember in the 8th grade, we used to at lunchtime, you know, everybody get in a circle, and you know, one day I stepped in the circle, and I don't know, I said something really cheesy, but everybody went crazy. They were like, "Oh, oh!" And ever since then, I've always been freestyling. I started actually recording about 2008, but like I've told people before, I'd mainly just rap. I don't really know how to do all the mixing and all that. So some of my songs, you know, they sound kind of really lo-fi, I guess is the right word for it, because I never really got into like how to tweak the sounds right.
Yeah, lo-fi. That's something Termite is very into, right?
Oh yeah, that's my shouts out to Termite.
And you work together as well, right?
Yeah, we did an EP, man. Man, he's the one that my first official, well, actually, kind of like my only official EP. He did all the beats. Well, he created one. He did an EP called Venom, and then I just rapped over the beats, and we put the K where the V was and called it Kenem, and it was released on Gaffa Tape Records, which Termite works with. So he kind of put me in the game, really, after all these years of recording for fun. It felt great to actually, you know, tell people, "Hey, go to this site, man. Go down. I'm a real rapper now," you know.
Yeah, when I had my first release, I was saying like, check this out. But yeah, you also have a challenge now on you know, on Asme. Did Termite actually inspire you for that? Because can you tell a little bit about it? I really see a very vast following at his challenge, and what you're doing is actually kind of alike, but with a small twist. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, you know, I tried to start a challenge before a couple months ago, and I only had like one entry. Verbal D, shouts out to Verbal D. He was the only one that entered into it. But and then Paul Moon.
Did he win?
What's that?
Did he win?
Yeah, he was he was the only one.
Yeah, and we go on.
But yeah, Paul Moon 410, he hit me up one day, and he was wanting to like start a new I guess movement on Steam It for the rappers or the beat makers who really don't get any shine, you know, like don't really get many votes. They don't have anybody with big steam power voting them up, so they kind of just stay at the bottom. And we ended up calling it The Bag. And then I came up with the challenge, of course, with the help from Paul Moon, do it for the bag, and the bag being SBD, you know. So you get in the challenge, you win, you get the bag.
Yeah, I like that concept, man. Really, I didn't knew, by the way, that it was actually for the beat makers, but you know, to have MCs rapping on it. But yeah, that's cool, man. I really like the idea. So basically, it's not it's not that one guy is always doing and coordinating everything with that concept. It's each week another guy, right? Out the winner.
Yeah, yeah, me and Paul Moon, we actually switched. Like he'll do one week and he'll pick the instrumental, and he might switch the prize, and then the next week I'll do it. and we're trying to get some other people involved. And yeah, we're just trying to get a movement going. Like as you can tell, the bag, it sounds similar to the cut. Are you familiar with the cut?
Yeah, the cut was first also on SMA, but they have an own channel now, right?
I don't know. Damn, if they do, why didn't no one tell me?
Yeah, it's a long time ago, but it was basically the tag which is used for raps on random beats, I believe.
Oh yeah, I still put the cut and the bag on mostly everything I do. But yeah, for the bag we got I mean Red, Red's Fallen. He participates. Definitely Willie G, or Scribbly Wiggly, whatever his real. I was calling Willie G. But that's about the two that really they're almost there every week. But yeah, if y'all want to join in, man, that'd be great.
Can we maybe fix something that I send in a rap which is actually probably is as well super bad, but that I can win so that I can use my own beat the next week?
Oh, you want you're a beat maker yourself?
Yeah, sometimes I make beats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Polar Beats last week that we want to start using Steam It people beats, so it's more of an all Steam It challenge. So that'd be great if you want to put your beat on the next one.
Yeah, because the names you just named are also Willie G. Scribbling Willie is what he's called on Steam It. That's some amazing talent, right? And young, actually. I don't know, but he's pretty young as well. It's really cool to see that, man. And can you maybe tell us why it is that those challenges which involves rapping have such a vast following always?
Man, rap is competitive. It's definitely competitive. From the beginning of hip hop, it's just a challenge, man. It's just like going back to the 8th grade, standing inside that circle and getting the people to clap and freak out, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. Even though we're not directly going at each other, like dissing each other, but just the challenging each other, and it makes us want to go harder. Like, we boost each other's morale, to say.
I like that, man. So, yeah, you sent me also a beat you rapped on of Fresh Air music, which I recently actually discovered, and he is super. And so I can't wait to listen to it. Shall we put it on?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he actually mixed it too, so it'll probably sound a little clearer than my normal song.
So here's Oklahoma Anthem from Fresh Air's music, and from Ken Entertainment with the beat of Fresh Air's music.
Yo, Oklahoma Anthem, KEN Entertainment, 4 or 5 till we die. If they talk about Oklahoma in a bad way, grab the panhandle, then stack it with the whole state. If they talk bad about Oklahoma in any way, grab the panhandle, stack it with the whole state. If they talk about Oklahoma in a bad way, grab the panhandle, stack it with the whole state. If they talk bad Oklahoma in any way, grab the panhandle, stack it with the whole state. I'm in the okay state of mind with the AK will send you to the divine. 10, aka a man in his prime. The 40 cal had your voice on the heyday. That wasn't the needle he was trying to find. Now press pause and rewind. Listen to the lines one more time. If you feel I shouldn't have the top shine, cause I hot spit like I'm not shit. Radioactive sits with it, vomit. That's yellow with pieces of green and red like a Christmas omelet. I push harder than any mosh pit and swung more times than Barry Bonds did. I ain't being modest, man, I'm just being honest. If Hot 9-7 heard it flex, we'll drop a bomb on it. And those who insist to talk shit will soon get hit with rockets. Keep RPGs for them faggots. If something's bad on Oklahoma in any way, you grab the panhandle back with the whole state. If they talk about Oklahoma in a bad way, grab the panhandle back with the whole state. If they talk about Oklahoma in a bad way, grab the panhandle back with the whole state. If they talk about Oklahoma in a bad way, grab the panhandle back with the whole state. I'm making Oklahoma hot, I'm boiled in the pan. So when I grab the handle, I got a towel on my hand. Smack you on your birthday when you blow out the candle. God damn, you ain't gotta wonder if it's gonna hurt, see? I did the crime wearing the thunder dirt.
Yeah, we're cutting out of time a little bit for this segment. But this was Oklahoma Anthem from Ken Entertainment, Killed All Notebooks. So yeah, Ken, thank you for that you were able to talk here with us, and can we expect something more in the future of you very soon?
Having me, man. I'm glad I was able to take part.
Yeah, but do you want to say something else before we go back to freedom?
Shoot, man. Shit. Shouts out to everybody. One love. I hope everybody's mom's all right. I hope everybody's daughters and kids is all good. And spread the peace.
Peace is important, man. And your support to the community is very huge. Keep on doing that, man. I really like to see that. And we will speak soon. Thanks for attending.
Thank y'all, man.
Well, thank you, guys. Another great segment there. Thank you for that, Savo. And to your guests, James and Ken. It's always nice to have the show broken up with some music. And Savo, you're doing a great job there. So thank you very much for that. Some awesome tunes there. I really want James to not be able to leave us in a state of tease, because that really was a tease. But I'm looking forward to listening to all of that track for sure, because that was awesome. So thank you, Savo. Nice stuff. Right. Going to move on, guys, to the last segment of the show, the cruel curation segment, which is what I like to call it now. Somebody's called it that once, and I think it's probably a fair description of the segment. So I'm just going to pick on some people now to wrap up the show. And in the same style as promote your post, I'm going to get you to talk about your post, a post that still hasn't matured. You can talk about it for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to ask everybody to grade your post, assess it. Tonight, it's even harsher than usual, because tonight I don't want you to grade it as such or give it a mark out of 10 or 100%. I literally want you to give it a cross or a tick. It's literally you like it or you don't. Simple as that, okay? So that's all I'm looking for, the crosses or ticks. It's going to be a bit harsh, I know, but hey, this is what the community is about. Some things we like, the things we don't. That's fair. That's what we're all here doing. So let's see if we can appeal to as many people as we can. I'm liking the cross and the tick there, Whaleshares Bodyguard. That's another thing as well. You're going to have to be a bit creative with the crosses and the ticks, but so long as it's recognizable, that will do. And of course, for the winner, the one who gets the most ticks, there are 20 Whaleshares I will send out to you later on. So there we have it. By the way, just I've been doing this now for 5 weeks, and every time I've sent out the winning Whaleshares or Beyond Bits, I've never bothered to send a DM because I'm just too tired and knackered. And I really hope you're getting these, because I am sending them out. No one has ever come back to me to say, oh, thanks, did I win the cruel curation segment? So I really hope you are getting them. I assume you are, because I do check your wallets from time to time, and you are spending them. So, but a thanks mightn't go astray. But just so long as you're getting them, that's the main thing. Right, I'm going to pick on someone out. And the first one I'm going to pick on is Boy Robert. Boy Robert, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Boy Robert. All right. You got a post you want to put this through?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Nice. Oh, wow. That looks lovely. Where's that?
All right. So last time we got together, I believe it might have been your show, not this one, the one on on Sunday night. I presented a picture of some light trails when I was taking some pictures on a campus.
I remember it vividly.
Yeah, and I got booted out by security. So what I decided to do to recoup some of the night was I went down to this kind of like an area called St. Anne de Bellevue near where I live to take some pictures by the boardwalk just to salvage the night. And this is one of those shots. So what you're looking at is a picture of the boardwalk. It's a 30-second exposure. Both pictures are exactly the same. One is a crop of the other, which means kind of like I cut off some of the picture. And I wasn't sure which one I liked better, so I just posted both.
Well, gorgeous camera because it's taken an awesome shot, but that place looks so nice. And is that pretty close to where you live, yeah?
Yeah, maybe 10 to 15-minute car drive.
That is stunning. I mean, that's just like my idea of abject relaxation.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it was very, very nice over there. It was beautiful, and I just wanted to try and capture some of the reflection of the water from the lights, and with the long exposure, I was able to do that. So there was some kind of waves, but you can't really tell because with the 30-second exposure, it paints everything in a single line.
Yeah, and just to say that's a pretty spectacular camera you're using. Which one did you use for this? Oh, you say, don't you? The Nikon D850 lens 20. But by the way, what's the current market price for that?
I'm too embarrassed to discuss the price, sir.
Because it's a lot of money, yeah?
Yeah, I don't feel worthy sometimes, but I love it. And last night I went to go shoot some more photography, got in the car, started driving, got to location, started raining. I was like, oh my God.
Wow. You managed to turn that into a very inviting scene, that's for sure. Fantastic camera. Gorgeous photographs there. All right, guys, for those of you that have not rated the post already, go ahead and give it a tick or a cross. That's all I want, a tick or a cross. I have to say, I'm just scrolling up. You've got about 10 ticks so far. So no crosses, no one who is prepared to go there yet, but that's good. And why not? Because that is awesome photography. They are very, very nice pictures. So thank you very much for sharing that, Boy Robert. It is amazing. Absolutely. It's amazing. All right. Thank you, Boy Robert.
You're very welcome, guys. Thanks for choosing me.
Right. What the hell is that? Oh, tick. We don't want to see that.
Tick.
We don't want to see that. We've just seen some lovely, lovely pictures. I don't want to look at that. That's horrible. I'm getting rid of it. Sorry about that, Horus, but I'm just getting rid of it. To go from that lovely, warm, inviting scene there to that's not what I wanted at all, Horus. But anyway, I'm going to move on. Who can I pick on next? Andy Nessa. Andy Nessa, are you there? Oh, you're flashing, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can now.
Oh, this is scary. Okay.
It should be.
Yeah, I will drop my pot. Okay. Don't be so mean.
No, well, we've got to be honest. That's all I ask of people. So put your post up. Let's have a look.
All right. It's the Cryptos Land number 2. I guess some of you saw the number 1 that I made last Sunday. So
a little bit quiet. Could you just speak up a bit?
How about now?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, this is the Cryptos Land number 2. And I some of you saw the number 1 that I did last Sunday. So this is more about the terms that I have seen on chats and forums about cryptocurrency that I don't know what they were talking about. So I started to search about it, and I was like, there is so many words that I don't know. So I made this. I'm making this kind of post so I can learn and get into the group. Yay.
I remember the one from last week. Indeed, it was a nice post. It's great for people to learn about the terms because I learned one term from your post, and it's useful, particularly for newbies. And I think it's a great post. I'm glad that you've done another one. I can see you put in FOMO, because I think we all learned that one as well, didn't we, on the show? So good to see that one in there. And yeah, Bear Whale there, Lambo, that was it. Oh, Lambo popped up as well. I'm liking these. I think these will help people. Have you got a third one planned or not?
Yeah, of course. I am enjoying doing this because there is so many terms that I never thought I was going to learn about this. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I like it, and so I like doing it. So I'm gonna for sure make another one. Yeah, number 3. Of course.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, for those of you guys that haven't put a tick or cross yet, please do that. Although I see a lot of ticks going up again. This is going to be a tough one, because in terms of judging it, all I've seen so far is ticks. PowerPix, why do you keep putting pictures of that cereal up? Maize, what am I not getting here? Chex
cereal.
Is that an American brand, is it?
I believe so.
Okay. Sorry, we don't have that over here. PowerPix. What we do have is something like it, but they remind me of like waffle things or something. I can't remember a brand now, but okay. Oh well, I'm learning stuff here. Yeah, Chex, I know it. Okay, well, I've learned that. Okay, right. Thank you very much, guys. All ticks again. Gosh, interesting. Okay, it's going to be difficult to judge. One more. I'll do one more. Who am I going to pick on? Crystal Pacheco, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Good. I'm just going to drop this contest post.
Whaleshares Marshall. That's not very nice.
But it's true, though. When am I not here?
It is true, and we're grateful for it. So ignore Marshall.
Will do. As if anybody was here on Sunday, you know that I presented this post, and there's been quite a lot of people that have entered already, but it's not over yet if you want to enter. That Sweeney guy is actually sponsoring it with Steam House tokens. I'm just providing the Steam monsters because, well, you know, I like Steam monsters.
Yes, you've gone. Have you finished or are you coming back?
Go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, please continue. I do remember this post, by the way, from Sunday, and I'd like to know more about people who've participated so far.
We have Nico. He did an amazing drawing. We've had some people that were demonstrated what kind of apps they made. We had somebody that created music. It's actually been a variety. It hasn't been like, you know, just like one genre type thing. So yeah, there's been a great response so far. And of course, if you participate, you get some cool tokens from Sweeney Guy.
Yes, I remember you saying. And I don't know if Sweeney Guy is still doing the raffle to get some Steam monsters with the Steam House tokens. Is he still doing that?
That raffle ended, like he said in the chat. You probably can talk about the Steam House tokens if you want to know more about that, because I don't know very much about that exactly.
Okay, no worries. But well, I'm glad to see that you've had some interaction, because I do like your contests, and you are indeed getting a lot of participation. So that is great. You're going to have to give out tons of hair shares again. Oh, Steam House, beg your pardon. You're going to give out tons of Steam House again. How much longer have people got before this contest closes?
I just looked at it recently, and so it's like 3 days. So you got 3 days to enter. So I want to give people a chance who weren't here on Sunday or haven't seen my blog, because there is a good number. But, you know, your entry might get you that epic Steam monster if you want to win some Steam monsters, because I know we got a few of them that like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice indeed. Okay, guys, I'd like you to... Oh, we've got lots of ticks again already. So Sweeney Guy's given it 3 ticks. bit biased, but hey. All right. For those of you that haven't, go ahead and give me a tick or a cross. And this is going to be a difficult one to judge because, yeah, I haven't seen one cross. I haven't seen one cross, but hang on a minute. Oops, there we go. So that makes that easier to judge. So I've got to look at the other two now, Crystal. But thank you for entering anyway.
Thanks, Freedom. I love it.
I'm joking. I will remove that cross. I will remove that cross. So that's not fair at all. I will go back later and see how many ticks there are, and I will get 20 Whaleshares to the winner later on. But there we go. That wraps up tonight's show. I'd like people now to go ahead and DM me their BitShares username, because tonight I'm giving out, what is it? Oh, it's Beyond Bits. So you guys, everybody who came gets a few Beyond Bits, which is nice. So go ahead, DM me your BitShares username. And yes, that wraps up tonight's show. Been another great show. So thank you very much to everyone who came. And I particularly want to thank people who also helped make this show. And that is, of course, the inimitable Chief Mapster with his coffee and crypto session, Savo with his music session, and his guests who came on the show. Very, very interesting. Good music and good crypto knowledge, and also to Walrus, of course, who gave us a bit of an update at the start of the show on Whaleshares and a nice update on EasyDex. Thank you to the victims tonight who participated in the cruel curation session. Awesome show, guys. Thank you very much to everyone who came and participated. Until when is the next show on Whaleshares? Well, there's the Friday, there's the Spanish one, there's the Spanish Promote Your Post show, and then we've got, I think, Whaleshare, EOSTalk and BitShares Talk on Saturday, and then my show again on Sunday. That's the Promote Your Post show. So until then, have a good few days, and I shall see you soon. Take care, guys.